In this episode, we discuss the state of the coronavirus lockdown in Los Angeles. So if you're wondering how you can enjoy your life during a global pandemic, then you'll love this episode of the Los Angeles Podcast. Hello, I'm Joe Copeland, a lifetime resident of Los Angeles, and as of yet, I don't have the coronavirus.
Hello, and I'm Jay Guzman, also a lifelong resident of Los Angeles, and I have a craving for Coronas.
All right. Well, before we get started, I'd like to let our listeners know that more information on working, loving, and living in Los Angeles can be found on our website at thelosangeles.podcast.com.
Also, we'd like to thank our show supporters from Patreon. To become a patron and support the show, head on over to the losangeles.podcast.com/support.
And we'd like to mention the various sources where you can stream and download the Los Angeles Podcast. We can be heard on our website, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Radio, Stitcher, Deezer, Podbean, Radio.com, and on Patreon.com. Our patrons also receive a special bonus episode each week where we share the realities of what it's like to live in Los Angeles.
What?
Yeah. We're everywhere, Jay.
That's awesome.
We're really growing and doing amazing things. We just recorded our bonus show, and today we discussed some of the details of what it's like to live in Los Angeles during a coronavirus lockdown. Head on over to our website to become a patron. All right, so let's get on with our main topic. I think we're going to have to continue this discussion on the lockdown in Los Angeles. You know, on our last episode, it was starting, and we didn't really want to get into it because it was kind of a sad topic. You know, we like the dynamism and vibrancy and the fun that's to be had in a big city like Los Angeles, but we just cannot ignore the fact that, hey, the city is on lockdown. You can't go out now without wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a new rule by the mayor, which I think is a great idea. They should have started that from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Stores are closed down, you know, except for the essential stores. Everybody's hair is growing long.
I know. Your hair looks really cool, by the way. I haven't seen you rock this look since 1983.
Yes, big hair is back.
Yes, it's a resurgence in 2020.
Uh-huh. So, I haven't had my hair cut in, 8 weeks.
Yeah. You're going to save a ton of money because you spend like, what, $25, $30 a pop. So.
Yeah. I'm going to be sporting that ponytail look pretty soon.
That's very cool.
So... yeah, we just want to talk about, what we can do or what we do, what life is like here, what kind of fun you could have.
Yeah.
Spend a little time. I'm sure wherever you're from in the world, the same thing is going on.
Yeah.
Where stores are shut down, people are sequestered in their homes. Mm-hmm. Not a whole lot of fun to be had other than, listening to great podcasts, reading books, watching YouTube, and
Netflix.
The news as well. Yeah, Netflix. Yeah, big time.
I know. I'm amazed that there's such good television out there. So thankfully for those that are, able to enjoy some good TV, there's a, abundant amount of good stuff out there. And series are the best, because you can get caught up in a matter of a few weeks into 5 seasons worth of TV watching,
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting a lot of good use out of your Netflix account.
Oh, so. Good. Thank you, Netflix. Yeah. I just started watching this new show. It's like 5 seasons in, but I'm barely at the end of season 1. It's called The Expanse. Okay. And it's so great. It reminds me of the early Battlestar Galactica storyline, and it's just really good. It's on Amazon, and it's pretty rad.
Really? The Expanse. I got to check it out.
It's so worthwhile.
Another really good one that I watched on Amazon, the whole first season, is called The Boys. Oh, have you seen that one?
It's on my hit list. I just have not seen it yet.
Oh, it's really good.
It is?
Yeah, once you start watching it, you'll be watching an episode every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's about superheroes, but not like your traditional, Superman movie where, he fights for truth, justice, and the American way, and everything's good and honest. It's about more of a reality check, you know, and the things that superheroes have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And I'm just waiting for season 2. They only did one season. And I keep checking back like every week. Come on. This is so good. There's got to be more. So I'm sure it was like really popular and they're working on, the second season, but I'm sure their budget went way up. So it's taking more time to produce episodes.
And then also, hopefully it's not bogged down because of this Corona thing where people aren't working on the editing and post-production.
Oh,
that's another possibility.
Yeah.
Luckily, the Ozarks just came back out in this Netflix's Arena season 3, and it was season 1 and 2 were really good. That's a great show. Jason Bateman rocks. And his wife Laura.
The Ozarks. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a really gritty show. It's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, very realistic. It's almost like familiar in some ways where you see some behaviors and some choices people make in their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been focusing. I like movies just because the production quality is so much higher, but it's kind of getting at the point where I've seen all the movies, I just keep kind of going through the list and it's like seen that.
You're like, I can only watch it once,
Yeah. So
I can imagine.
Anyway, so cool. Well, thank you for the Netflix series tips.
Yeah.
And if I come across some good ones, I'll share them with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things I've been doing, I've been like picking, little spots to hit up and try different things on their menu. You and I had done that at some of the previous little restaurants we've gone to, but I have this one little spot that's open and, it's carry out only, but every day that I go there, I'm picking a different thing and I'm kind of like getting familiar with their menu and, man, that's been fun. This one restaurant I love, it's on Sunset in the Hollywood vicinity. It's called the Rodeo. And
I know where it's at. Yeah.
So that's
you got a little patio out in the front there.
That's the one, yeah.
In the Echo Park area.
Exactly, yeah. It's like 2 blocks north of Echo Park Boulevard.
Yeah.
On Sunset. Anyways, they came out with a new business line, which is right next door. They opened up a Rodeo Express, and it almost reminds me of a Chipotle, but it's with a twist of their own menu, and they offer really good build your own burritos, salads, or tacos or other things. And man, I've been like experimenting with the different meats, and they've got really good salsas, and the cheeses are like good Mexican queso fresco or cojica or other really cool Spanish brand.
So this Rodeo Express, it's inside the Rodeo restaurant?
It's directly next door.
Okay.
Yeah, butt to butt or back to the Rodeo itself. And it's the same company and they're sharing the kitchen basically. They cut down the wall so it's the same kitchen.
Okay.
But they have like a little counter and you could build your own, just like a Chipotle would. You have different meats and different ingredients. And they got this really great Chipotle mayo sauce that's really good. And this other thing they call rajas, which is kind of like a cut down bell peppers or some kind of Ortega peppers, I think. And they add cream and little bits of onions, I think. And I don't know, just it's like this really good cream that you can put in a burrito. Elevates the flavor. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guacamole. I mean, you got to have guacamole in California.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not a taco joint.
Yeah, I actually hit up Chipotle's during the week.
Oh, nice.
Over there on Victory Boulevard in North Hollywood, near, I think, Coldwater Canyon.
Yeah.
And it was really good. Yeah, I just had a burrito and just loaded up with everything. I mean, the thing was so big and fat.
Yeah.
I mean, she pretty much couldn't even fold it. She just turned it upside down.
Yeah.
And just put the tortilla just to cover everything that was busting out. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, man, how am I going to eat this, right?
She gives you like forks. She's like, you know that you're going to need forks.
But it was really good. Sour cream and the guacamole. I know they're a big chain around the country, but it was delicious.
Yeah, I love Chipotle. It's one of my favorite spots too. Yeah. That's good that you found a little, heaven in North Hollywood there.
Well, it's one of the few places that was open. I'm driving around there on Victory Boulevard. It's like everything's closed because of the coronavirus lockdown. Restaurants are hit big time. Mm-hmm. And Chipotle is, just kind of a fast food place already, so it kind of works.
Yeah.
The business model works, whereas other sit-down restaurants, it just doesn't work. They might not even be geared up with, all the
takeout
plates.
packaging.
Yeah.
I know. It's a trip. I think last Sunday I was working and I wanted to have menudo, but that's a traditional sit down bowl and there's all this other secondary things and ingredients that you normally would get. It was a mess, to get it to go. It was
really,
aluminum foil and, the container was leaking into my bag. It was a mess.
I'll go there. I'll bring my own bowl. Okay.
I regretted ordering to go menudo.
Bring your own Tupperware because they put in the styrofoam, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, if this thing breaks,
it collapsed under the weight and the bag was holding all the fluid. Thankfully, the bag was a quality bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It mixed with the napkins.
Just put it in the bag. Don't worry about the cup, okay?
I know. It was mostly the whole juice had all gone away, but it was still good. But yeah, that's the last time I'm going to do soup to go.
Wow, that's a shame. So things aren't very good right now. Not a whole lot of fun to be had. They've been closing more and more things down. I heard the mayor just closed down some hiking trails like Runyon Canyon, which we talked about episode a couple back there in episode 3. It's like, you can't even go hiking.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I support the mayor and I do love Garcetti's efforts and his enthusiasm, but yeah, I mean, people are smart enough to keep relative distance, but just because it's populated, there's a lot of envious people that really don't want others to be doing something fun.
Right.
Like you said, before, people are like quick to call and report anyone who looks like they're violating
having a good
the
time.
rules. Yeah.
There's a guy smiling out there.
Yeah. Call the FBI. He's smiling. Something's wrong with that dude.
Bring in the National Guard. Arrest that guy.
Let's interrogate him. Why is he smiling?
Yeah, that's a shame. So they closed down the beaches.
Yeah.
Okay, people are getting fined and ticketed for, even paddleboarding at the beach. I think that story went national. And it's the truth. I went down to Redondo Beach during the week, was going to just sit and, have a nice view and, messed it all up.
Yeah.
Okay. I did hit up a park, not El Carrizo.
Veterans Park?
Veterans Park.
Yeah.
I went there. That's where I took the Chipotle burrito over there.
Oh, very nice.
It's like, well, I'm not going to eat in the parking lot. I want to go somewhere nice to eat. And I'm driving around. It's like, well, I don't want to go to the parks in L.A. because...
Yeah, they can be crowded.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There are some nice parks, but, certain neighborhoods, not very nice. But there's a park over in the northeast San Fernando Valley called Veterans Memorial Park.
Yeah.
It's a park run by the county. It's on top of a mountain. And it's very secluded. And there ain't no homeless people over in this park because they lock the gates at night. And plus, it's kind of,
the sheriff patrols it as well.
Yeah. Usually there's a sheriff nearby, not necessarily always in there, just because it's a quiet park and there's no trouble. So took the big old burrito. I don't know if you call it a burrito. It's more like a tostada, right?
Yeah.
A soft shelled tostada.
A plated burrito.
And ate it up there. And, it was nice.
Yeah.
The sun was out. The weather was nice. It was quiet. Anyways, if you're ever interested in going to that park, Silmar, and it's absolutely free. There's plenty of parking.
Yeah.
Good views of the San Fernando Valley on a clear day.
It's a gorgeous park. I have really good memories of it being up there when I was a kid as well. So I remember that park.
Yeah. You play Frisbee golf up there?
I always wondered, how do people get into Frisbee golf? But I never have done it.
Oh, really?
I've seen the dudes throwing it. I'm like puzzled. Like, that does not look like a fun game.
I played it a lot, but I'm not good.
Yeah.
There are guys that are really good,
Yeah,
How do you get a hole in one with a Frisbee? And
they
it's
can
like,
throw it straight.
Yeah. But, hey, I'm in junior high school.
Yeah.
Just with your friends, doing something, let's go play Frisbee golf. And the course is there. They got like 18, not holes, but
baskets.
Baskets.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
That's fun.
Some of the history behind Veterans Park there?
No, I never had looked
The reason
into
why it's called Veterans Park is because there used to be a veterans hospital there, a VA.
Oh, no kidding.
Like over there on the hill in Granada Hills there around Plummer. Well, there was one up there.
Uh-huh.
And during the 1971 Silmar earthquake, the hospital fell down. This tall building fell down, bam, right on its side.
No kidding.
Yeah, really bad. So they demolished the hospital and the whole grounds, and they turned it into a park.
More useful. Yeah.
And now it's instead of it being a VA property, which VA properties tend to be very big, like that one over there in Mission Hills is humongous.
Yeah.
They turned that into a park, and it's a nice park.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, one of my favorite parks. It's humongous. I don't know how many acres it would be. 100 acres, something like that.
Well, what always surprised me, and as a kid, I was puzzled why there was another park so close. There's literally a park within a quarter of a mile from that park.
Oh, you're talking about El Carrizo?
El Carrizo, which
Another
is
county
next
park,
door.
right.
Yeah. And that one's a great big old park, but it always puzzled me why they were so close, whereas other parts of the city, you don't have a park for miles, But that particular area had two next door to one another. But that makes more sense because it was a hospital before.
Yeah. And
Repurposed the land.
yeah. I
That's
guess
smart.
they didn't want to put another hospital on top of an earthquake fault,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. So what else is going on? How are you enjoying your time during the coronavirus lockdown?
Yeah, sadly, I'm not in lockdown mode. I work for an organization that's required to show up and participate in the regular amount of work. And
that's
in one
good.
way, in
Yeah.
one way, I'm blessed and I'm very grateful. But it's also a little bit of a bummer because when I have days off and then I have to prep to come back to work, there's a little bit of anxiety I got to think about and keep in check and worry a little bit about that. But ultimately, thankfully I'm able to stay focused. And, when you're at work, you don't think about anything other than, doing what you got to do to keep the jobs moving.
Yeah, my heart goes out to all those people out there that lost their jobs,
Yeah.
so quickly. It's all over the country. I mean,
Yeah.
massive unemployment. They're saying 2 weeks, 10 million people have filed for unemployment claims. I mean, that's
Incredible.
massive. That didn't happen in 2008. This is 8 times worse, maybe 10 times worse. Even I got a friend that cleans homes for a living, okay? And right now she told me she's got no clients because nobody wants someone from outside their family coming in to clean their homes,
Yeah.
Because they're afraid they might be bringing in the virus. So
Right.
you would think, some, non-retail workers are working, but no, even people in service industries like cleaning
Yeah.
are not working.
And it's especially unusual for LA because a lot of people here are /actors, /waiters, /retail people. They'll take any job to keep them moving and bring a little income while they occasionally might miss or need a day off in order to do an audition or whatever. And those poor people, are all struggling. It's a real shame.
Yeah, and this is just getting started, so I'm, hoping this thing blows through pretty quick. I mean, Los Angeles is actually doing very well compared to New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting really bad over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 20 times worse, 30 times worse than Los Angeles. The area that I live in Porter Ranch, it's, I don't know how many people are here, 50,000. There's only 8 people that are, infected.
Yeah.
Los Angelinos are actually doing a very good job compared to some other places. I've tried to kind of wonder why. I think we're just not as congested. You live in New York City or in, high-rise apartment buildings, right?
Yeah.
All over the place. You don't have a car, so you take,
It's more
subways.
pedestrian dependent. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sharing elevators, you're sharing lobbies, sharing sidewalks. LA just has a lot of room. I'm looking out my window right now down the street. I just see, it's a suburb.
Yeah.
Nobody's walking down the streets. We got lots of room, and then we're a car culture.
Yeah.
Everybody can drive around in their own car and not, infect others. So I think we're going to do okay. I'm actually having a hard time understanding how anybody is catching the coronavirus in Los Angeles. That's what amazes me. I can't catch it if I wanted to, because I've been going out,
Yeah.
and, I'm in contact with people, talking with people, they're not wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask. And, it's just not happening.
Yep.
And then I read in the news of some celebrity catching the coronavirus. I'm like,
Yeah.
how are they doing it?
I know. It is crazy. in parts of LA where I have been to work, which is, LA proper and south of LA, it looks busy, just like a normal work day. I mean, some streets are congested, there's traffic, and there's a lot of people walking around in downtown and parts of South LA where you would think it's just another Saturday or something. But,
Yeah.
It's not that solitary in that direction, but thankfully in the valley here, it's a little less congested. But yeah, my partner and I were in the car, we're driving around, and we're like, wow, people are all over the streets. They're doing, shopping, or what looks like they're trying to look like they're walking to buy or maybe exercise. But yeah, there was plenty of people out in the last several days in LA.
Well, that's good. I'm glad people are coming out and, there's some level of normalcy taking place.
They're testing the waters, and trying to see what's going to work for themselves. But yeah, we're all just trying to make the best of it and hopefully keep a good attitude and not get bummed out. I'm also hearing that I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, but I've kind of caught little snippets of this is also a new opportunity for people to find creative ways to entertain themselves. And there's new development of podcasts and little short films. And there's a lot of people. I was watching the news on my phone, and they did a little story on that. And apparently it's a renaissance period where people are creative and they're stuck at home and they're thinking, what's a new way to entertain myself and what's a new way to deliver that entertainment? So I imagine in the next several months, we're going to hear of a lot of new kinds of shows and podcasts and other amazing ways that people can, share their creativity.
Yeah, it's just not a whole lot going on. It's actually kind of sad out there. I mean, I think, the happiness will come back to the city. It's just right now we're just all in shock.
Yeah.
Just driving down the street, just seeing everything, all the malls closed down, It's like, wow, what is there to do, You can't even go have a meal somewhere. You got to take out, and that's kind of a bummer, no place to eat.
Yeah.
Some shops are open, grocery stores for the most part, but smoke shops, if you're a smoker, which I'm not, I find that kind of funny that those haven't closed down.
Yeah, I know.
I see them open everywhere.
Yeah, they're already compromising their health, and you'd think they'd be like the first to shelter in place.
Yeah. There's a pneumonia epidemic going around, and they got to, inhale some nicotine, Well, I'm still in shock. I just don't know what to say. Mm-hmm. Other than, I can't wait for it to be over and LA to be back to normal again.
Yeah. Well, the good thing out of this experience, I bet a lot of people are going to be germophobic for a long time. Everyone's going to remember this period and hand washing and sharing and touching. And it's going to elevate that kind of concern with people going forward, which is always a good thing, because I think as Americans, we're always careless and thoughtless with our cleanliness and adhering to, any kind of standard of wash your hands before you touch, eat, or whatever. But that's a positive silver lining.
Yeah, I think that'll hopefully become a new habit. I mean, I definitely would like to see more people wear face masks when they're sick. Mm-hmm. It's just common, people go to work sick and, they're coughing and it's not very polite to, infect other people. Yeah. But it looks really strange to wear a mask. In Asia, they do that all the time. They wear masks all the time as a
gesture of
concern, of kindness to other people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not feeling too good. I don't want to infect you. Yeah. Because a mask doesn't protect them because it's open. Those surgical masks are open in the air. It's
they have a lot of
other people.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that becomes part of the culture over here. As of yet, I definitely am seeing a lot more masks out there, especially since the mayor has said everyone needs to wear masks when they go out. So that's good. But, not as much as I like to see. Mm-hmm. A lot of people still, it's just not hitting them. Yeah. Remains to be seen whether things are going to get really bad here or not. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say. I almost feel like it's not going to be that bad in LA, but you never know. Mm-hmm. Who would ever thought? Literally 6 weeks ago, I think we had our first case in Seattle, Wow. And now, New York City's got, 150,000 people and our hospitals are full and the whole country's afraid. I don't know about the whole country, but
I heard Florida doesn't give a damn.
yeah, I mean, I can see these rural areas.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, it's a big city problem. You know, but you know what's really interesting is a COVID map of LA County, and it's the affluent areas that actually got hit first. Okay, you know, the Brentwoods, the Bel Airs, the Manhattan Beach. Okay, and I thought, oh, that's really odd that the rich areas got hit, and I guess it's because they just did more traveling. You know, people are going to Europe, people are going to Asia, and they're catching it. But I kind of wonder now if that virus starts to spread towards the, you know, lower income areas, if it's really going to take off and spread, because, you know, they tend to live in apartment buildings, you know, multiple people in a home or an apartment. If it's going to spread, that's just my thought, that there's going to be a movement from the affluent areas to the, you know, South LAs, the, you know, Southeast LA communities.
Those populated, densely.
I actually look at, it's kind of funny, on my iPad, I actually have that map, and I titled it the zombie map, right? So every evening I look at the zombie map to see if the zombies are invading Porter Ranch. And as of yet, there's only 8. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
No, I know it's fearful for sure. One of the other positive side effects when I was home a couple, you know, days back when I had my days off, my roommate's kids, I was able to play like card games that I hadn't played in like a long ass time. I have been dragging around a box of like old games that I just refuse to throw away, because in my mind they were great games, but they were also relatively expensive, and I'm not going to throw them away.
I mean, it's like Sorry, the Game of Life, Uno, Monopoly.
Yes, Battleship.
Yahtzee.
Absolutely. I pulled it out, and everybody was like happy, and we were trying out these games, and, you know, I played against them, and it was fun. It just brought back like the old memories of being a kid, and, you know, not having a concern like I got to run outside or I got to go do the, you know, mow the lawn or whatever. And it was really, we did it for 2 days. We played all kinds of games, and it was so fun to rediscover that positive side of being home with people, you know, stuck in one place. Hopefully, you know, you can find a way to do that. Even puzzles, you know, like a 500 piece. There was a puzzle with 500 pieces, and we got to the end and we were short one piece. And it was so aggravating. We were like looking.
I hate it when that happens.
We're looking everywhere. Like, we just had to give up. But this one stupid piece.
How do you lose a puzzle piece?
Yeah. And it's only one, not like 3 or 6, you know, but it was one stupid piece.
Yeah.
It just burned.
They lost it at the factory.
Yeah.
You're mad.
I know. I kept
Make you buy another one. Find that one piece.
I know, it was very funny.
I wonder if you bought another one, if the piece would be cut the same, or are they all like randomly cut?
Yeah, it would make sense. It would be the same. You're right. The die would be the same.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy spins it upside down before it's cut.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he might do that.
I don't know. You know, it's kind of funny. You're speaking of those board games for Christmas. You know, you're looking for stuff to buy, stuff for your kids, right? Oh, hey, there's some games here that, you know, were iconic American games when we grew up, you know, Game of Life and Sorry and Clue, you know. And they're relatively inexpensive, you know.
Yeah.
Going to the stores like Five and Below, right?
I found mine a really nice Scrabble with the wooden holders and everything at a yard sale for like $4. It was such a like yes moment.
Yeah. So, you know, I bought a lot of games for my kids, and he opened it up and never played the game.
He looked at like, what am I supposed to do with this? Throw it at you?
Yeah. It was just kind of a wake up moment for, you know, how things have changed. You know, just because I liked that stuff when I was young, don't mean the newer generation that are used to, you know, action video games.
He's like, where did the batteries go?
Well, you know, what's funny. Him and his cousin, Lauren, they ended up playing these games on the iPhone.
Oh, no way. They have a
Yeah.
digital version of these board
They got
games?
digital versions of all those games, and you could like play multi versions where everyone's
Yeah.
got their own phone, playing it remotely. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
oh, that's interesting. So some of those games are still around, but just in a different,
Yeah.
format.
With the social distancing already built in. Yeah. Do it on your phone from the bathroom.
Yeah, everyone's got to stay in their bedroom.
Yeah. No one wants to mix them mix together. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that was a nice little positive that I it was like 8 or 9 days ago that I was home and we were doing that. But yeah, I can't wait to go back and play again, and hopefully they've played it and they've gotten better and they can kick my ass this time.
Okay.
Because I dominated at least on one game. That was
Oh yeah, well you got all that experience
Yeah.
from the 70s.
I dominated
And
a
80s.
5-year-old and a 14-year-old. They had no chance against me. I'm nearly 5 decades
Even at
old.
Yahtzee, it's not a game of luck. There's a lot of skill to rolling sixes in a row.
Yeah, who cares how loud you can shake that rattle, but it's how you roll it.
I used to play that game to no end, Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Things were just a lot simpler in the 70s.
Yeah.
I used to play that game by myself.
Yeah.
Just trying to beat my previous score.
I think I'm going to try to find an old domino set or a new domino set, because I remember loving dominoes, and that's one game I never bought. But the funnest or the most fun about that is when you slap the game piece on the table and it makes that super loud, obnoxious sound when you're trying to be, like, I gotcha,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's probably another game I'm going to seek out. Hopefully I can find one before I go back home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like fun to bring back some memories.
Yeah.
Good feelings when you were younger.
Yeah, and it's fun to see kids working it out in their heads. I mean, this little 5-year-old, she makes this funny face where you can see the process of her mind. She's like, she squints. She's like moving her lips to the left and to the right. It's very comical just to watch her.
Yeah.
So the part that burns me is when she's like, "Mommy, can you help me?" And her mom came to help her. And I'm like, "Hey, get out of here. This is my game." Like don't double up the brain power.
Yeah.
Two
No
against
fair.
one. Yeah. I want to dominate again,
All right. So playing board games, that's one way to have fun in LA during the
Yeah,
coronavirus lockdown.
for sure.
All right. That sounds good. It's kind of, while you were talking about bringing back memories, I remember, I don't know if I should bring this up, but whatever. It's just in my mind.
Yeah, you could always.
One of the first vehicles I ever bought was a 1972 Ford truck. I think I had it when I was 19 years old.
What? You drove a Ford? That's incredibly.
I know. It was a terrible truck. Carburetor, I had to rebuild the carburetor, and that was difficult. And it was always hard to start. And, it just gave me a lot of problems. And it got about, I don't know, like 9 miles per gallon, So,
And it smelled like constant burning oil.
yeah. So I remember I ended up selling it. Okay, but I did a lot of work in that truck. I was just after high school. I did construction work, and it was just part of my life. This was my truck. I did so much with it. Had so many fender benders with it as well, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even licensed properly. Trying to avoid getting pulled over by cops. I didn't have insurance because I was so broke.
Yeah.
Right? So I ended up selling it. And, maybe 10 years later, maybe I was, maybe 29 at the time. I had a need for another truck. I was really into boating. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually took courses with the Coast Guard on navigating and boatsmanship.
Oh, this elevates
that.
it. I'm going to start calling you Captain Joe.
Oh, that was my dream. And I would go to boat shows in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a sailboat, right? That was my dream at the time is I'm going to sail around the world.
Nice.
Which you got to do in a sailboat. Okay, because there ain't no gas stations in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm going to circumnavigate the globe in, maybe a 32-foot sailboat or a 40-foot sailboat if I, had the money. At the time, a 40-foot sailboat was like $250,000.
Yeah.
Remember the time, I think the largest sailboat you could pull, maybe like a 30-foot sailboat with a truck. So I ended up, I needed a truck, and I needed a truck with a big engine to pull a boat. So, I remember going around and I had this, it was like a 1974 Ford that, I found there. It's like, as soon as I stepped in, all these memories came back, right?
Flooding all at once.
It was like, I remember all those good times when I was young, all the fun I had with this truck, all the fun I had with females in the truck too, in the back of the truck.
That's fun.
I'd literally throw a mattress in the back of the truck when I was so poor, right?
Oh yeah. Back up to a building.
Yeah, that would be my what's the right word for it? My motel. 'Cause I was going to pay money for a motel.
Yeah, your mobile bedroom. Yeah.
Right, but I couldn't take him home to mom. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, it just all these memories, kind of came back, and as soon as I hopped in that truck, I says, "Yeah, I'll take it."
Oh, that's funny.
And then it wasn't. Probably about a week. All these bad memories came back.
You're like, damn it.
This truck got like 7 miles per gallon. I mean, every time if the light was like yellow, how you step on the gas to get through the intersection, right? I could see the gas gauge going down, right? I'm like, man, how much did it cost me to step on the gas pedal on the floor?
Just to catch a light, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like leaving 1.5 gallons of gas in that intersection.
Yeah, it probably cost me, 30 cents to go through the intersection. It's like, man, and just some other issues, some mechanical issues, some problems with Fords and stuff like that.
I remember those Fords. Yeah. One of my neighbors, I remember Fords for that reason. One of my upstairs neighbors when I was a kid, always working on his car day and night, with a flashlight, on the Saturdays, on the Sundays, his wife would go to church and he'd be fudging around with his truck. Yeah. I just always remember like Fords were nightmare cars. Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny when you think about memories, how all the good memories come back. Yeah. But, there are also some bad memories that you kind of forget about.
Yeah.
But
it's funny, those in prioritizing come first before the good memories.
Right. So I was thinking about you. You're going to go back to those board games and you're going to say, there's a reason I stopped playing Monopoly. This game just never ends.
Yeah. Or
I ain't got time for this.
I'm a bad speller. No wonder I keep losing at Scrabble.
Yeah.
That's the other. I'm like phonetically spelling. Like
schmutz is a word.
There's an E after this word. I'm pretty sure in some country it's used with an E.
Yeah, potato has an E at the end, right? Yeah.
Potato E. Yes, I'm always trying to game or win a game. That's funny.
Well, I don't want to ramble on too long. Wow, we've been having so much fun here talking. So let's go into our next episode that we call Trivial LA. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is a segment where Joe or Jay ask one another a trivia question about Los Angeles that a lifetime resident should know. So it's your turn to ask me a question.
Oh, okay. God dang it. Did you know what the first name of Los Angeles really was?
The first name of Los Angeles. Okay, that's a good question. And I think I do know. I think it's something like Pueblo de Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Something like that. What does Pueblo mean? Like a little town or something?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Pueblo is like another word for town. Yeah. And you're right. It was called something like that. It actually had a much longer name, like a traditional Hispanic person. My original name is Jose Luis Guzman de this or that. Chavez del Ocho del, you can edit some of that out. But ultimately, the city of LA had like a really long, goofy name. Okay. And then towards the end, it said Pueblo de Los Angeles.
Okay, well, we have to look that up. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking this up right now. Oh, wow. It is long. Here, it's on Wikipedia, actually. The name Los Angeles comes from the Spanish language, and it means the angels. The name is an abbreviation from the original name of the place. The original name is El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Ángeles del Río Porciúncula. In English, Town of Our Lady, the Angel, in English, Town of Our Lady, the Queen of Angels of the River. I think you're going to have to help me pronounce this name. Porciúncula?
Porciúncula. Quella.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For whom?
So it is a very long name.
And I think you just said a Spanish bad word. That's why they got rid of the name.
Cula is a bad word in Spanish?
Cula is definitely a bad word. It's like the deepest part of your butt.
Okay. I'll make sure not to say that again. Okay. Well, that was a good question.
Yeah. And you were on the right.
I only got about 20% of it right.
I couldn't even remember the name. It was so long, but I just remember that it was amusing that it had like, a surname, a maiden name, and a nickname before the name of Los Angeles shows up.
Well, I'll have to get you back next week.
Okay. Good.
So be prepared. All right. So that was real good. Well, let's go one more. We have time for one more segment that we call Food, Photos, and Fun. Mm-hmm. Okay. In this show segment, Jay and I discuss an interesting part of Los Angeles that we find interesting enough to share with others. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start off with a couple. Right now, over in the Antelope Valley, we have a bloom of poppies. And there's actually a special place that's reserved. It's called the Antelope Valley Poppy Reserve. And you can go on Instagram and type it up, and you'll see everybody's taking great photos of these orange flowers that just cover the entire landscape. And it's pretty awesome. And it doesn't happen all the time. You know, these blooms, it's just nature. If it's a dry year, they're not going to show up. But if it's a wet year, and I would have to say this year, 2020, it's rained a lot, okay, which is quite unusual. This is supposed to be sunny California.
Yeah.
We've had quite a lot of rain, but that's really good for these poppies. So they're having kind of a record bloom. So if you happen to hear this show, take a drive out there to the Antelope Valley. I'm actually going to head over there this week to enjoy the scenery and take some cool photos, which I'll put up on our website, the LosAngelesPodcast.com.
I'm also looking forward to seeing that. I had heard that previously we had not seen these poppies for like nearly over a decade, maybe like 12 years because of the rain, the drought, and all that. But it's finally happened last year, maybe the year before in smaller quantities. But this year is going to be much more.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting because it's actually going to rain several days this week, which means in a few weeks, I think we're going to have more poppies blooming. It's going to be awesome. So I'll head over this week and probably take another trip in a couple weeks to get some better photos.
That's a good one, Joe.
So that's good for photos, and that's actually good for a little fun also. And as far as food, I can recommend a place. And that is called Chicken Maison it's over in Redondo Beach. And actually, the owners probably got about 8-9 of these restaurants all over the South Bay. I went there for my first time, me and my wife, just because they were one of the few places that were open. We thought, well, I don't know what Maison means. I don't know what kind of food it is, but let's go and check it out. So it was real good. It's like Mediterranean food. We had kebabs.
Yeah.
She had a chicken kebab. I had a steak kebab. They got really good spicy hummus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And pita bread. And it was just really good. And I ended up talking to the owner, about, business. I was glad that he was open. And he was actually surprisingly busy. He probably had a staff of about 8 people there, all taking orders over, the phone. And maybe they got an app or something. And I asked him, well, what does maison mean, right? And he says it means house in French.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
I was thinking it meant like waiter, maison or something.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
So I actually was so good, I actually went back there a couple days later.
Nice.
And I'm going to be headed to Torrance on Tuesday, and I'll probably go there again. It was just excellent food, reasonable prices for 2 with some sodas. Cost $32 exactly.
That's a strong number, yeah.
Yeah, I think $16 per person for some really good food.
Yeah.
And very filling too. I forgot what other stuff we had on the side. She had some steamed vegetables.
Yeah.
I think I had some grape leaves to go along with that. It's a good mention. So I'm glad those guys are open and serving the community there during the crisis.
Yeah. on my end, I'd like to recommend Jack in the Box drive-through on, Santa Monica and Vine. It's been a lifesaver.
Yeah. Okay.
There's something really delicious about their diet soda. It tastes better out of Jack in the Box than it does from other places.
You're true. You're so right about that.
Yeah.
I used to love to go to McDonald's for their Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. They add more carbonization
Yeah.
in there or something.
And you would test it in other places and they're like, no, it's not as good as McDonald's.
McDonald's was good and Jack in the Box was really good. I remember that. Yeah, you must be like me. I'm a Diet Coke addict.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? It can't be out of the can or the bottle.
Yeah. I
It's
never
just no
liked
good.
it out of the bottle.
Yeah.
The fountain, with ice or whatever, no ice. Yeah. They just built that Jack in the Box and it's,
They built it just for you.
they built it just for me in the vicinity of where I work. So it's, the best part about it is I can drive my work rig into the drive-through. That's really cool.
Oh, really?
They
Oh, that's
didn't
tall.
build the whole thing above. Yeah, so I've driven through there with my work
You
rig.
got to like reach way down.
Yeah, I've got a little bucket truck, and I'm like, hey, I'll take a couple tacos to go.
You got to hand them the
Yeah,
money on the end of a stick.
on a switch stick. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know. I get disappointed when I go to some places and the Diet Coke machine isn't tuned right
Yeah.
and it's flat.
Yes,
It's like, dude.
or it's weirdly sweet in a weird way.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you got the wires, the tubes crossed or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about tuning
Yeah,
a
diet
soda machine.
Yeah.
But it can't be that hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. It's funny. You see the employees, it's usually just some kid who doesn't give a crap and they're just loading the syrup or whatever. And they might be careless at some other places, but
It's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, I go to 7-Eleven for Diet Coke 'cause I just crave it. Something about that.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box is better. When you swallow it and you get that,
yeah,
that
effervescent. Yes.
coming out of your lungs, it feels like.
And it even burns in a good way. Like, oh, that was a little burning, but it was good.
Yeah.
I love that. That's funny.
I know. I got to have it. I'm a total addict.
Yeah. Sadly, the 7-Elevens aren't doing the fountain drinks machines right now.
They don't do them good. Not as good.
Yeah.
Definitely Jack in the Box does it better.
Yeah. But in general, they're not doing it because of the coronavirus right now. So you can't even get, soda from the machines anymore. It's all bottles.
Oh, really? Out of the
Yeah.
7-Elevens too?
Yep. It's been at least
What?
this whole
You don't even have
shift.
to touch anything but your cup.
Yeah, they don't want anybody. Yeah, it bums me out. Trust me. I go in there with my double big gulp and I can't refill it. And it's like that at every.
See, you are a fan because
Yeah.
I only drink out of the double big gulp cup myself. Super big gulp? No, too small.
Yeah, I've repurposed it. Now it's my daily amount of water that I have to drink, 4 of these in a day. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's good. That's good.
yeah. That's how I'm going to, get back on a healthy kick.
Yeah, I got mad at the 7-Eleven owner about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I went there twice. It's over on 3rd Street, not too far from Gus's Drive-In.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When you reuse the 7-Eleven cup, it's 99 cents, right?
Yeah.
You go to Gus's for a small little 16-ounce soda, they charge you $2.75.
Highway robbery.
Absolutely. For 16 ounces, and I get double gulp is
Yeah.
64 ounces.
Yep.
Okay, a big gulp is 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Double gulp is 64. Super big gulp is somewhere in between. What is that, 48 or something?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, I always go for the double gulp.
Yeah.
And you don't use a lot of ice, do you?
I never hit ice. I always ask for the soda already comes out cold. So, if you're going to let it sit for a long time, yeah, plan for ice. But I don't waste time. I don't fuck
Okay,
around. When I sit
yeah.
down, I'm like,
I mean, you definitely get more because I
Yeah.
fill up my double gulp cup with ice.
oh, okay.
And so you only get like 20
Yeah.
ounces of soda.
Yeah, you
there.
get a lot less soda. Yeah, I do the whole 64.
But I love
ounces.
it cold. It's just
Yeah.
so satisfying. It makes my day.
Yeah, it's worth it if that's how good you feel about it. Yeah.
Right now I'm so craving Jack in the Box. You know what I'm really craving? Are those tacos.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they still do 2 tacos for $1?
They do, but they're no longer $1. They're $1.29 at most
Oh,
places.
that's still a
Yeah.
30 years ago, I
Yeah.
used to get 2 tacos for $1, and I would eat those 2 tacos.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to eat anything for the rest of the day.
Yeah, they're satisfying as hell. All that grease hit your belly, and you're like, I'm full. I got plenty of fat in here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I used to eat those for breakfast, when I was younger and worked a whole lot harder doing construction work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny because now if you leave one to sit around cold, I've tried them when they're like cold and I don't know if it's changed, but I can't eat them cold. They have to eat them.
Yeah, no, they got to be hot, and the shell has to be crispy.
Yeah.
Okay. That soggy, because it's got lettuce in there.
Yeah.
So that soggy lettuce and that soggy shell, I've done that before too. That don't work.
Well, what ends up happening to me is if I let it get cold and sit for a while and I eat it later, the tortilla becomes like a sharp, blunt instrument, and it fucks up in my palate. I'm like, oh, I got a gouge and a cut, from chewing on the tortilla because it'll F you up. It's like dangerous. You might as well be eating glass shards.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
All right, well, good recommendation. Jack in the Box on Sunset and Vine in the heart of Hollywood.
Correction, it's Santa Monica and Vine.
I'm sorry.
Brand new one there.
A new one?
Yeah, just opened a month ago.
Santa Monica.
Yeah. It used to be Yoshinoya, and they just repurposed the building, built it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
brand spanking
bad
new.
Japanese food wouldn't make it there in Hollywood.
The funny thing is they went to the place across the street in a smaller little venue, and they have to sit there in shame and watch their old facility flourish into a Jack in the Box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it wasn't bad. Yoshinoya is not bad, but it's just...
Oh, I can't. They give Japanese food a bad name, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I
that ain't even Japanese food.
I know.
Okay?
It's like Taco Bell. It's not really Mexican.
I mean, just overcooked rice and oversteamed vegetables. Oh, Japanese would be ashamed. Okay. Well, before we wrap it up, anything else you'd like to mention?
No, I think we're good. I'm just happy that this time we were able to, keep on our program schedule, and looking forward to finding newer and interesting topics to cover, and especially as we're all learning to adapt in this new way of living.
All right. Well, thank you, Jay. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah.
And I think that wraps it up for our show this week. Mm-hmm. So we want to thank you all for joining us, and make sure to check out our website and blog for more information. We'll see you all next week right here at the Los Angeles Podcast.